Have you ever gotten to your opponent's back and you just couldn't get the finish? Today I'm going to show you a high percentage finish that relies on using your opponent's gi against them. My name's Jason Sago, 3rd degree black belt, former UFC athlete. Let's get into it. Let's go over the fundamentals of the bow and arrow submission. So first things first, you have to be in the position of the back. Back control, you want both of your feet, your hooks on the inside, and you also want to start with an under and an overhook grip here. So some of the common problems are sometimes when we go for a rear naked choke, you can see the size of my forearm, right? Versus the size of his lapel here. This is a lot thinner than the bones of your forearm. So for me, if he's tucking his chin, it might be hard a little bit to get the bones under. But for me to slide the lapel under, that's a lot easier to get. So getting your grips is, I like to open the lapel, slide it underneath his chin, and make sure you're going right across the carotid artery. Common mistake is students sometimes go a little bit too shallow and it's loose, or they go too deep and they're just not hitting the right spot. That carotid artery, that's where we want the pressure. That controls the blood flow to the brain. We want enough pressure to cut it off. So we have the lapel, we're getting it across the carotid artery, and then we're controlling the pants here. This prevents him from circling out. So once you have your grips established, now we need to start to set it up by changing the angle. So in order for me to change the angle, I have to release my hooks. So I'm going to release the hooks, place them off to the side, and this also gives him a place to kind of fall into now. You can see you could drop him down into the choke. So I have the pants, I have the lapel, I've created an angle, and I want to drop him into the choke. And as he's falling, that's actually increasing the tension on the carotid artery. As he starts to fall down, I'm going to lean back, holding onto the pant legs, pulling both of these levers, and that's what's going to give me the leverage to finish. So I'm here, I'm going to do the finish now. I'm leaning back, stretching him out, boom. And that's why they call it the bow and arrow choke. You're holding the bow and you're about to pull the string back to fire the arrow. Here we go, one more time. Pants, lapel, slide, lean back, get the finish there. So we'll go from the beginning one more time. You want to set it up. I always like to open it up first because that's just easier to slide my thumb on the inside here, 4 fingers on the outside, getting a solid grip. Then I immediately grab onto the pant legs, and then I open up my hooks, slide, create an angle, and that way he's able to fall down into the hole. When I'm ready to finish, I'm going to lean back and then pull up on the pant legs, get the finish for the bow and arrow. This is one of the most common defenses for the bow and arrow choke. So once he gets his grip set up and established, he's trying to drive this across the throat. So we want to relieve the pressure. I go thumb on the inside, 4 fingers on the outside. I'm going to be pulling the opposite direction, and I like to reinforce that with my other hand. So just getting a hold of the material here and driving it across. That's opposing his force here. The next thing I need to do is escape. So I need to pop this over my head. So I like to use my feet in the ground, and I scoot down, and as I scoot down, I clear this over the top of my head. I pump my arms up and I scoot down. Boom, here. Once I've cleared it, I'm gonna then clear the hook by kicking my leg straight, and I turn up. Here, I'll show it again from a different angle. So you ever get caught in the bow and arrow submission, this is one of the main defenses. He gets a nice established grip. I'm gonna start to take that away here, and then I'm gonna scoot down to get lower and pop the arm above my head. Boom. And then I gotta clear the hooks to turn into them, so I straighten my leg, kick out, clear the hook, come up. That's the defense for the bow and arrow choke. This is an excellent counter to use for his escape of the bow and arrow choke. So I know he needs to pop that arm over his head. So as he's popping the arm over his head, I'm going to then hook it, grab it, and then my other leg goes over his head to break his posture. I double up on the arm, making sure I slide both of my hands to the wrist. That's the end of the lever where I have the most leverage. The fulcrum point is my hips. That's where I'm gonna bridge up. And then I'm also gonna be driving my feet down into the mat to give me a powerful bridge. So wrist down, hips up, drive those heels down to get the arm bar finish here. So we'll go over that setup again. I'm going for the bow and arrow choke. He's doing a great job at defending it. He needs to pop that arm over the top. And as he's popping over the top, I'm hooking that arm, getting that leg over his head, driving his arm across the hip crease. And then I'm going to elevate, bridge, get the finish. We'll show it one more time. We're here, you're going for the bow and arrow choke. He goes to defend. Here's another setup for the bow and arrow choke. So when you're in the turtle position, you could use your far side arm, open up his lapel, slide it in, just posture so they can see, slide that in, thumb on the inside, 4 fingers on the outside. And then when you're ready to roll through, make sure that you hook your leg over the top here. I only need 1 hook in. My other leg is free over here. So hook your leg in and then shoulder roll. I'm gonna tuck my chin, shoulder roll. As I'm shoulder rolling, I'm reaching to grab his pants. And then as we roll through, look at the angle here. Boom. We're in the bow and arrow choke. Now I'm going to lean back, pull on the pant legs and get the finish. We'll do it one more time here. So you got somebody in that turtle position here. We open them up, boom, slide it in, hook, and then as we roll through, shoulder, lock it up, lean back, get the finish. The next time you have somebody's back and the rear naked choke isn't working, go for the bow and arrow choke. It uses a high amount of leverage, so you're not trying to muscle everything, because if you're muscling, you're gonna be tiring yourself out. So this has a high amount of leverage. It's great for smaller people. My name's Jason Sago. If you guys liked the video, please remember to click that like button, leave a comment. If you guys wanna see future videos, whether it's on submissions, top control, how to escape bad positions, just let me know. I'm here to help you guys. The next time you have a tight back control and the rear naked choke isn't working, use their own gi against them. It's a powerful